This video we are building a Python package from scratch. So I ended up in an error when I was trying to build a script that can automatically post tweets on Twitter. And this error was because of using PYPI, which is a very famous package that you can interact with the Twitter API, was not working because since Twitter converted to X, they built a new API version. So we have version 1 and version 2. In version 2, you have only ability to manage posts and manage users. So with a free tier, you can only do these actions. Otherwise, you have to pay a lot of money for all other actions. So using PYPI was asking me to buy the premium tier of the API, which I don't want to. So I decided to create a script from scratch that can send request, authorize, and also can post tweet on Twitter or X. And I decided to create a Python package and put on Python package index so everyone can use. Okay, with all that said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing is to go to developer.twitter.com. This is a developer portal where you can get the API keys. And to get the API keys, you have to create a new project, which I have already one here, and also create a new app. Put the app name, upload a logo if you want, and put a description. Then save your app. And now that it's saved, you have to go to keys and tokens. So we're gonna need these consumers keys later. The next thing, go to pypi.org. This is Python package index where you can put your package and everyone can search and install it. Make sure you have an account and go to settings. And here also make sure you have two-factor authentication turned on. Otherwise you cannot get API tokens. And also here we have API tokens. And also here you can add an API token. We're gonna need this API token later. For now, let's create a new folder in desktop, put a name. We'll go to VS Code and open this folder. We'll open a new integrated terminal and we need to install these two packages, quests auth-lib and setup tools. Press enter and this will install both of them. Now we'll create a new file where the script is going to be python-x API. Also we need a test folder. I'll also create a setup.py file that we're going to need later, readme file, license file, and inside the Python-x API we're going to create the main Python script. And here we are going to write all our code. First let's import our auth session. Now let's create a new class. I'll call it XAPI and I'll create a constructor that will get the API keys as a parameter. Also I created a session for OAuth. Now let's create this create OAuth session function. We're gonna need this function for authorization. So let's create the authorization method or function. First let's get a request token. This is a token URL you can copy exactly like this one. We got both of them, OAuth token secret. Now let's get an authorization URL. This is the base authorization URL you can copy exactly like this one. We're gonna print a message to go and authorize in the URL. And after authorization, we're gonna get the verifier pin for the user. Now let's get the access token. This is the access token URL from Twitter. Okay, now we got auth token and also we verified with a pin, and also we got both access token secret, and we created the session. You can pretty much copy everything I do here if you are struggling. So now we finished with the authorization, but we have to create the post tweet function. Create a payload, response, and we send a request to this URL and JSON the payload we just created. Now let's just check if the response is successful. We print a successful message. Else we print failed and also the status code. Okay, here you go. We created the post tweet function, which is going to send requests to this URL with our tweet text, and also we'll check for the response if it's successful. I think this is all the code we want. Now let's create a run.py file for testing. Run.py and a new file init.py. Problem, we have to rename this file. We need to underscore it. So now you can import it. So first let's go and get the API keys. Go to the consumer key here in developer API, click on regenerate and click yes, generate. Then copy this, the first one, API key, and go back to the VS Code and paste it, and copy the second one and paste it again. Now API.authorize to authorize the API, and then post tweet to post a tweet on Twitter. So I'm gonna type this is a post from YouTube. Let's go open terminal, clear, run Python 3 run.py for testing. We press enter and it shows you go to this URL and authorize. So click on this URL command and click and open, then authorize app, and copy this pin and paste it here on paste pin. Enter and tweet posted successfully. So let's go at test, go to Twitter, and you can see in my account this is a post from YouTube video. I'm going to delete it because I don't really need, so delete. We'll also delete the run.py file because it's just for testing. So move to trash. So now let's create the setup file, import the setup tools, and here in the setup we put the name Python X API version 0.1. Put a description. A long description is going to be read from the readme.md. Author, my name, author email, your email, and also your URL is from GitHub if you have posted on GitHub. Packages, find packages function, and also install packages, just request auth-lib, and we call it fires. So we go back terminal and run this package, which is going to build our whole package Python. Go to the API keys here on PYPI, and then scroll down to the settings and make sure to click on add API token. As soon as we click add API token, copy this token, and now run twine upload dist slash star for all. And press enter and ask you for the API key. So we have a problem. Looks like we have a typo here, lichens. And also here in the lichens, you have to put the lichens you're going to find on the internet. So if it's a mid lichens, put your name and also the year. We are going to rebuild again with this command, and also twine to upload on the PyPI. So press enter, paste the API key, and now we are successful. So as you can see, it gives us a link. If you open it, and we'll go to the PyPI where everyone can install and use our package. So pip install Python X API, and everyone can use it in the real time. Now I'm gonna make a test in a new environment. So here we have a new environment that I'm going to try to install, and now we can install successfully. As you can see, pip3 install Python X API, and will work perfect with the version here. So this was the video. Bye.